one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slaves will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream.
Ustream.com. Another Ustream. Yes, if you have a smartphone, you can get on it too. You have a smartphone?
Every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it.
We're going to get live.
We will keep his dream alive.
Here we go. Hey, listen. I'll call you back. Mark, get that number for me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Sorry we started late, but we was on another network. We was on the Body by Sir network. Sorry about that. I hope that everybody's still with me. Okay. I wanted to first start off saying, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things should be added unto you. Dr. Martin Luther King, to me, done a lot of work that has affected my life, and I believe that if it wasn't for Martin Luther King and his ambitions and his power, that we wouldn't have been in this position as quick as we have. Because it takes a beast of a person to push. It wasn't just him, it was a network of people. That's the power that we're going to talk about today, is that network. I believe he fought, he marched, and he died for a day like this so that we could be free. We can work the way we want, have our business the way we want. That's what I feel. The network that he had developed, coast to coast, border to border, and even internationally, was very, very important, and it was conducive to where we are today. God has used us in a lot of different ways. I believe that if we begin to use our network, it will change our net worth. Case in point, you look at Facebook, you look at like Instagram and these groups, Twitter, these networks, these social media networks, they have 3 elements to it that's even more powerful than we think. What are they? One, they say follow. Who's following you, right? Sharing of information and resources, and commenting our words and what we think about what's being said and done, right? Now, if these social medias do what they do and they got it right, imagine what we're going to do as a people. We're in an industry where most of what we do, we don't share. I talked to a lot of my associates, Patrick, Clifford, Keith, Leo, the list goes on and on. Ilya. We are in an industry where there's not even no mentors. Think about it. If, I hate to say it like this, but if I didn't really push in the way I speak and stuff like that, where would we be in this industry? It's gotta be somebody to push this industry. There's too much money in this industry. We can help our youth in this business. Mostly everything that I touch now is about the youth. How we use our network, how we share, how we comment, how we follow each other. Clifford Minus, my buddy down in Baton Rouge, has connected me with his brother down in Florida. And the excitement in their voices saying that, hey, we can do this, we can run this through the Gulf Coast, we can do this from Texas all the way over to Florida. And to hear that, being Clifford's mentor and being able to put key things into his spirit and get him to understand it like I do all my mentors. Ilya came on, he asked me to be his mentor. I said, I can't be your mentor until you ask me. And he realized that he needed to be mentored. I said, well, if you're making X amount of dollars, Ilya, how much more money do you think you'll make once I start giving you some advice? It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. To think now and to know now that he's going to have a direct line into the industry, into the fragrance industry. That now, because I asked him, I said, where else are you going to get your information from? Because it sure ain't going to be from your mama and your papa and your brothers and sisters and cousins. It doesn't work like that in the fragrance industry. You have to know something. When you build your network and you use your network, we need to consider with everything we have, helping the youth, teaching them how to do it. The network in the schools, the networks in the colleges, the network in the churches. It's going to be insane once we understand the whole network and how it affects your net worth. To be able to take $96 and turn it into this. I know if it wasn't for the network, I wouldn't be here today. My connection to the youth now is mind-boggling. I mean, I'm so excited about know that we all, as we begin to build these new networks, that we're going to be able to support the inner city youth. Period. That's what I love it, inner city youth, because the things that they go through, and I know they go through in the suburb, but the majority of them is right here in the hood, right? We have to look at how do we use our network to raise the money necessary. Other communities do it. My other brothers do it. My Korean brothers and African brothers and Arab brothers, they do it. They take our money and our resources and they build buildings and they build bridges and stuff like that in their community. They do it all the time. Build schools, rec centers in their community. And they teach them practical skills of how to survive in America. I'm gonna see if I can get one of my kids on in a second. Listen, I had 2 kids, and I know this is just 2 of many that I'm getting ready to mentor. I asked them, what do they think about every day? And they said money. And I said, how you gonna get money every day since you think about it every day? And they said to rob people and to sell drugs. I mean, it wasn't shocking to me, but it was more sad than anything that I now. But what encouraged me, I said, let me show you a way that you can make some money legally, morally, and ethically. Would you be willing to do that? And they said, of course. Because I think in the right mind and the right heart of a child is not to inflict pain on people and their loved ones and people around them. I don't think that's their first thought process when they're being raised to say, man, I'm going to kill people, I'm going to rob people, and I'm going to sell drugs to people. I believe kids are brought up to think the right way, to know right from wrong, and do the right things. But they have to have access to other human beings, right, that can make a difference in their life. I was a sister wanted to befriend me on Facebook this morning, and I typed her back and I said, thank you for the connection, the network. And I would love if you have anybody that does anything with fundraising to help the youth to call me. And I gave her, my private number. And she said she'll call me back. So that's what it's all about. She's a network up in another city, another state. I mean, it's the Facebook thing. Instagram, I got people now signing on to me because I'm talking about the youth now. Let's get this thing cracking, right? But I just want to say God bless Dr. Martin Luther King and his family. I hope his soul still resting in peace. And I want to use some of his techniques to help mankind. That's what he fought and died for us to get together. I want to talk now about using your network in the business community to help your net worth so that you can take that money and use it towards helping some youth. You can go over to you can get on the phone, get on Google, get in your white pages, yellow pages, whatever it is, and just start making some cold calls. Asking car lots, car dealerships, car washes, detailers, corner stores, and ask them when you call to ask for their branding and their marketing department. Now, the ones that say they do have a marketing department, they're going to attach it to them. Then you're going to commence to tell them, we're a company, I'm a company that do branding, and I love to show you a way to retain your customer base and to increase your customer base to do our branding and marketing services. And the ones that say yes, you take a display in there, you show them what they're potentially going to look like, or you make sure that we get with Mark, and we're going to email him your artwork or tell him what company it is. We're going to do the labels for you and lay that thing out. We can send you the files. We're going to show you what it could look like so that you can now present the product to them and say, this is your product and this is what it looked like, with their logo on it and everything. Now, You got some companies that might say, nah, I'm not interested. But since you're over in that area, you show them the potential of what they could. Come on. This is networking at its best. Most of your network is over the phone. Cold call. You have people call you and networking, try to get you to buy their services and their products. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to open up the lines and we're going to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King for a second. And then we're going to talk about the art of networking. Now, we're not talking about multi-level marketing. Multi-level marketing, that's a whole different ball game. We're going to talk about network marketing. See, even multi-level marketers use that name, and that's not even really was earmarked for them. They use it though. Network marketing. Network marketing is when 2 or 3 or more local businesses get together and we network and we market each other. That's network marketing. So we're going to open up the phones, 404-286-6700. That's 404-286-6700. Let's talk about this network. Caller, you on the air?
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. This is Tanya on a recorded line. Is Renee Hunter available?
Oh, she don't work here anymore. We're on a broadcast. Sorry. But even that, I told you, told Mark this morning. I said people try to collect your money all the time. They're always after your money. The lines are open, 404-286-6700. And let's talk about marketing, how it really, the network, how we network our businesses to growth. You know, you have brothers, cousins, sisters in other cities. They need to know about me. They need to know about how they can raise money, how they can, right? We're going to show you that you can be the master distributor if you want. And network with them. Send that product over there. Get these youth engaged, right? Mark, Caller, you on the air?
Good morning.
Good morning, Patrick.
This is Patrick Julian.
How you doing, young man?
Doing good, doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. We got another caller coming in. We're going to go ahead and link you guys together, okay? Hold on. Caller, you on the air? Caller, you on the air?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yes, who's this?
This is Leo.
Hey, Mr. Leo, hold on. We're going to connect us all together now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, conference. All right. All right, Brother Patrick. I got Brother Leo on the phone. Patrick's from Michigan, and Leo is from Louisiana. How y'all doing this morning?
Good, good morning.
Good. Y'all say hi to each other.
How you doing, Lee?
I'm doing good, man.
Good,
Morning,
good.
sir.
Good morning, brother. You know, the one subject I want to touch on first is Dr. Martin Luther King. And I really believe if Dr. King did not put his life on the line, I don't believe we would have got here this fast. What do you think?
That's true.
Yeah, I have to say that's true. That's 100% true right there. Somebody that's got to blaze the trail to bring about change. And Dr. King was one of the giants in that arena.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said one of them, because it was a network of them that made this thing. He was the one that got pushed out front, wasn't he?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And you using that same premise, if we don't rise up and help these youth today, this is a whole different movement, but it can be done, but it's going to be radical. You agree?
100%, sir. Because when you really look at the situation, the youth are so dissatisfied because especially especially the youth in the black community. And I don't want to just make this about the black community, but I believe that our situation is the most critical.
Yes.
And really needs some attention. And our youth is so dissatisfied because they don't seem to have anything to look forward to.
There we go.
A lot of times parents pass on and they leave wealth, property, money, different types of things that they've accumulated in their lifetime, businesses, to their children. But on a large scale, a lot of our people aren't leaving anything to their children except the bill for the funeral.
That's it, and heartache.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that, because the word that I'm looking for is legacy. We're not leaving enough legacy for our children, but let me tell you why. Because of the lack of knowledge. We perish because of the lack of knowledge. If we begin to teach our children, it doesn't have to be our children, the ones that we birthed. We begin to teach our children in the community the values of having their own business and the value of doing real fundraising. These kids, man, children are excited when I mention do they want to make some money.
Yeah, because you give them hope.
Well, I give them hope without dope.
Let's look forward to.
Hope without dope.
And that goes back to the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, because he gave the people that the hope of being able. And so, if you can associate that, it is a great day to talk about that, because you can associate that to our youth today. We can give them the hope that they need to be the people of the future.
Come on now. Come on.
And you got to look at it like he did a network of marketing by gathering each individual and let them know that we can stand together and we can make a difference.
And we're going to win.
And that's what our responsibility is for the youth moving forward, creating a network of youth to stand together so that they can become the businessmen and businesswomen of the future. And
you got it.
Because they got to run our future.
There you got it, brother. Go ahead, Patrick. You put that lady right on out. Because, hey, listen, I got some words for you. Without them, there's no us. Trust me. Trust me. Without them, listen, if we can teach our children, the children in our neighborhoods, practical application to business and economics. It's possible. What do you think there? What do you think, Leo?
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It's one thing to have a theory, but when you talk about practical application, when you actually put it into effect, when you're seeing some results, through your labor, you're seeing some results, and you're seeing your bottom line go from the red to the black.
Come on.
And it's a good feeling, You're actually getting some positive results from the work that you put in, and there's nothing that can compare to that. It's a high in itself.
Lord have mercy.
A lot of our children, they think the only good feeling they can get is from some type of drug or alcohol, and that's just not the case. The brain has chemicals that reward you for achieving certain benchmarks.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because this is where the rubber's going to meet the road. Check this out. You said it in another way, but I'm going to say it like this. Children, once we educate them about business and economics, what's going to happen is they are those endorphins and stuff that release in the brain. They're just like the same thing if they wanted to get high. They get high off of the fact that they're being successful, and they're getting high off the dot that they can make a change in their peers' life. Can you imagine a child that knows that they're helping other children achieve the same goals in economics. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's it right there. And there's nothing that can compare to that. Just high on success.
Man.
So that's a beautiful thing. And in a way, I've heard you say it before, legally, morally, necessary. It's a winning combination. You can't go wrong like that.
You can't fail. And the kids the two boys that I mentor now, that was going to get ready to go out and rob people and sell drugs, they are so excited because they done made sales and they don't even have the product yet.
That's the best way to do it. You know, that's something I picked up on from you yesterday, as a matter of fact. You know, go out there and put the product out there, even though I may not have it in my possession at this very moment. I know I have quick access to it.
Absolutely. And to be able to explain the product, the idea that somebody can be branded and marketed and they ain't even see the product yet, and they excited because you're excited.
It's contagious, ain't it?
My God. Hey, listen, that is the contagious that we need. We right now, our children are contagious looking at TV. They're contagious looking at social media. It's contagious for them to hurt each other and to hurt others. We gotta change the way our children are contagious and what they're contagious about. I want them to be contagious about the Word. I want them to be contagious about God. I want them to be contagious about business. I want them to be contagious about wealth. I want them to be contagious about helping their community. That's what I want our children to be contagious about. And what's wrong with that?
It's getting it in their face, because you have people that you compete with that are putting things in their face that's making them feel like that's where I need to be about something. So what we have to do is we have to put it out there to them, like we're doing now. We're throwing it at them, letting them know that you have another worth.
That's it.
Network.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
You have a network that you're not tapping into. And so we let them know that they can become something other than what they're being told they can become.
No, they will. You will be something. You will. You let them know you will change. Your access to life is going to change. Your access to your network and your net worth is going to change. Not you can. I look these kids right and I say, you will make a difference.
That's good.
You will. It is your job, it is your mission, and to change the way your network, your other brothers and sisters, how they react to life now. You're going to show them how to have access to wealth. That, I guarantee you can do that. Can you do that? Will you do it? You challenge them.
You know, we have to want to do it. And when we want to do something, we're better at doing it.
Oh.
So, the best testimony in the world is the life you live.
Oh.
Like, I'll use you as an example, sir, how you go around you're trying to do whatever you can to get through to the youth, to show them how to start a business for very little money.
There you go.
If they really work at it, they can be as successful as they want to be.
They will be.
More in the world, because they see that you were able to do it, and let's see them know that they can do it too.
Hey, that gives me a window of opportunity right there. Yesterday I got baptized, right? And after the baptism, I come out and we're having service. So at the end of the service, the pastor says what he says every Sunday. I give you two options. Have you not identified with Christ? You'd like him to be your Lord and Savior? Come on down. And then the next request is if you want to join the church and have a strong home-based church that you can count on, come on down. So we're waiting for people, nobody's coming down. Then all of a sudden, a couple of people trickle down, right? Now, one of the guys was clearly, from the street. You could just tell, right? He got tore up from the floor, kind of, so you can look at him, right? So now the guy, the pastor says, okay, kneel down on this pew right here, right? So they kneeled down. It was about three of them. And all of a sudden, the pastor says, if anybody want to come up and, help me out, lay hands on, I was the first one up there, pew, because I was on the front row, right? So I went straight to that guy, right? Oh, hold on, please. Janice, I'm on the air right now. I'll call you right back as soon as I get off the air. Okay, you're welcome. So I get up there and I lay hands on the dude, right? So other brothers and sisters came down, but most of the brothers were on this one cat, right? So as we're talking, as the pastor's praying, I begin to say words out loud to use this brother. I said, God, use him. This brother has talents. Use him, Father. Use his talents, Lord. Use his talents, Father. Use his talents. And I know everybody that was in the air shot could hear me. Use his talents, Father. Use this brother. So he got up. Once the pastor said get up, you could see the tears in his eyes, right? So I reach over and give him a hug, and I whisper in his ear. I said, I was on crack for 8 years. If God can do it for me, he'll do it for you. And he gave me that nod that he believed. He looked at me too now. He kind of backed off and looked in my eyes. And I shook my head up and down. He shook his head up and down. That's changing your network. That is going to be one of my people that's going, because that's part of my ministry, because they when I went to members class on Saturday, they scored me and they said you would be either good within the economics or the recovery. I said, you give me that recovery, you watch how many people I flip. I said, you give me the drug addicts and the prostitutes and all them people, you watch how many of them I get to come here and clean themselves up and be fruitful members of this community.
Mm-hmm.
That's using your gifts. God has given us all something that we can touch people, and we got to use our power. We got to do it. Y'all agree with that?
You're right about that.
There's too many youth in both of y'all's community that you can get to. You got to do it another way. You got to get to those youth. You got to do it. You got to do it. And you got to find a mission inside you. Say, let me get after some of these bad boys. Get over into those rec centers. Go down to the boys club, the YMCA. They're down there. And then we...
that's what Jesus commissioned his disciples to do. He told Simon Peter that when you are converted, then strengthen your brother. If you don't go back and give this thing back to somebody, you can't really claim that you really living the life. I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior and ask him to come into my life. But then that's when the work gets started. See, some people think that's where it's over with. Now I'm saved. Now all I got to do is kick back. But no, you have to go out there and spread that. If you're not getting into the solution and bringing this information to other people that are still in need, because there's people out there dying.
Lord have mercy. You know what?
It just sparks something in them.
I gotta piggyback off that too. Check this move out. Now, when I got baptized, okay, I felt it. You know what's happening to me now? The work is against the devil. I gotta ascend down, start going towards hell, because that's where the work is gonna be done at. For me, I gotta go meet my people where they're at. My people in hell. I got to descend down to go grab some of my brothers and sisters from hell. My work is getting ready to get crazy, man. That devil's busy.
Yeah, you have to be busy.
But I'm going to get busier. You hear me?
And that's the thing, being willing to take on the challenge, son. Sometimes we think that I just don't have what it takes. I'm not a fair marketer. I'm not like the big TV evangelist. But no, you have talent. Everybody has some talent. Either we can go ahead and bury it, we can use whatever we have.
Oh, that's in Matthew. That's in Matthew. That's in Matthew. I heard that. You can bury your head, bury it in sand. That's in Matthew. Is that Matthew 25?
I don't know the exact location, but I know I read it in there.
What'd you guys say, Julian?
I just want to say that you haven't done a work since you have been born, and you have a new works since you have been reborn.
Oh my God!
And you really got to understand that your purpose is beginning.
Oh yes, I'm ready
You
too.
thought you had a purpose before you even got baptized.
Lord have mercy,
But
Jesus.
there is a purpose for you, and God wasn't done with you. And now the rebirth of Sir Montague is a new birth.
Man,
That's a new birth. And
Lord Jesus.
You're going to be used, and that's why He had to put you where He needed you to be.
Absolutely. And I'm in a great place with the church now. I understand it. I understand my worth. But I understand my network is going to build my worth even more. And once we teach these children, say, listen, what is your worth? It's in your network. You have a network of people that you need to help. And once you help them, your net worth is going to go up.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yes, sir. So just like the saying when people talk about one hand washing the other.
Oh,
When
yes.
I do something that's helping somebody else, that's going to lift somebody else up, it also inadvertently it lifts me up also.
Absolutely.
I used to struggle with where it says it's better to give than it is to receive. I
Yes.
couldn't really wrap my mind around that. It took me a long time to understand that.
Yes.
In order to give, you have to have already received something.
Lord Jesus.
You can't give if you don't have anything.
Hey.
So if you're already blessed with something, so yeah, it's definitely better to give than to receive.
And guess what? Guess what?
In a position to where they're able to give.
I'm glad you said that, because now I'm going to take you there. Everything that we have was given. You think the jobs that we get, that we did that? You think that,
I know I didn't.
you see, you think the education you did that? So to say that you did that, the cars that you got, you say you did that? The things that God has given us things that we can give, we got to give back, because it wasn't ours in the first place. What God giveth, God will taketh. But I'll tell you something, God don't really take things from us. He'll sometimes, I think most times, He will use that stuff that you think that you done got, and He'll show you the quality of life. You won't enjoy it. The money that you get, the cars you drive, the things that the families that you have. You ever see somebody that's unhappy that you think they got everything, but they're miserable?
Oh yeah.
That's because they don't tithe. I've struggled with that tithing thing for a long time. You got to give back either 10% of your earnings, you got to do that, or 10% of your time. You got to give back to the young people. If you don't, your quality of life is going to be highly affected. Dig that. Dig that. You got to give back 10%, because you don't, God going to make you do it some other way. He's going to make you suffer some other way. It's going to be through your quality of life.
So I work in the field of recovery. I work with recovery and alcoholics and addicts, and even people working with recovering from other mental health diagnoses. And the thing is, there's a saying in the recovery community that you have to give it away to keep it.
Yes.
And in the physical, that don't make a whole lot of sense. I know if I got money in my pocket and I give it away, I ain't got nothing left. But in the spiritual, you can't. The spiritual world is entirely different.
There we
That's a
go.
whole different realm.
There you go.
But so caught up in the physical, the material world, they can't see it. They can't understand it.
Lord
Those that have
Jesus.
been enlightened, they recognize the fact that the only way they can keep what they have is to give it away.
Lord have mercy. You got it. Because it's not yours. You didn't do it by yourself. You didn't get here where you at in life by yourself. If it wasn't for the grace and the mercy of Almighty God. Hey, listen, I'm not going to sit back, went through all that drugs, smoking all that crack, sniffing all that heroin, drinking all that liquor, and I ain't going to tell somebody you can get off that stuff too. I want God to use me with everything he got to let people know that you watch how many people that get off prostitution, they get off drugs and alcohol, and they're coming back to church. You watch how many of those soldiers gonna go back and recover the rest of those people. Watch. Because they have a network. They have a network also. A network of crackheads. A network, because I'm telling you, drug abusers are some of the most gifted money takers of all time. They know how to get some paper. But you teach...
They would think on an overtime level to get the money.
All day, all night. But guess what? When you teach them legal, moral, and ethical, baby, they taking that right back to the hood and pulling those people out of there.
Yes, sir.
And I say that in the name of Jesus. Go get them. Go use me, Lord. Use me. Use me 50%. Use me 100%. Use me whatever percentage you need to recover my brothers and sisters. I'll do it.
That's how come I always try to maintain an attitude of gratitude.
Yes, sir.
Because I know everything that's happened, the bad and good, you know?
Yep.
I'm not just grateful for the good, you know?
Yeah.
Because if I hadn't experienced a lot of the hardships that I experienced earlier on in my life, I don't think I would really appreciate
Lord have mercy.
that I have received.
You still working up.
It's easy to be grateful when you know what it's like to sleep in a cardboard box and then you suddenly, years down the line, you're a homeowner. You know that?
Yes.
That's one extreme to the other, and you can't help but have an attitude of gratitude.
Absolutely. You know what? I like the way you said that. It's, I'm going to say this. I'm too blessed to be stressed, too anointed to be disappointed, too equipped to be whipped, and too grateful to be hateful.
All that. Like, I love all that.
And I enjoyed talking to you guys today. This is definitely going to be archived. And this is something we need to share with our brothers and sisters and letting them know that. Can you imagine sending this broadcast to some people and say, listen to this? And then they say, how can we be more in tune with you? Because, see, you two guys, when I listen to you and hear the way you talk, you two guys have a broadcast in you. You all got to get your broadcast. I got some numbers. We're getting ready to start teaching people how to get their own broadcast so we can touch more spirits and more souls, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Jillian, you got to have your own broadcast. You got to.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that. I went to look at some cameras yesterday. But, I got to, I've been in a homeless position myself, so I know what you're talking about. People need to know that the struggle is going to be the responsible party of the success.
Come on. You had the test, now you got the testimony.
You got to look back to appreciate what you got now.
You better look back. You better look back. Go ahead. You better.
That's some powerful stuff y'all talking about this morning.
Let me ask you something, Leo. Are you still in work with the people in the transition and all that?
Well, you mean in recovery?
Yes.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh man, wait till they hear this. If you share this with them, you're gonna get some big kudos on this one. Listen, I'm going to look in the camera now, and I'm going to let them know every soul that ever went through anything with drugs, bad habits, that been turned away, that been shut out, that been beat down. I want you to know that your commission is to go back into the torture chambers and go get your brothers and sisters. Go get them, and you bring them back to the promised land. God had gave us the mountains. God gave us the land. Now we have to possess it. And I don't want to hear nothing but success stories. That's it. In the name of Jesus. In the mighty name of Jesus. Go get your brothers and sisters and bring them back to the storehouse.
Yes, sir.
Amen. So I'd like to thank you guys for being on the broadcast this morning. And make sure that you share this. And please send me a comment on what we did today, so I can share those comments with others that need it. Okay?
All right.
So God bless you. Have a great day, and I'll see y'all. I'll talk to y'all sometime today.
Okay.
All right. God bless you. Peace and love. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. You know what? I'm gonna leave the lines open. Come on in. Come on in, see. I'm gonna leave the lines open for another 10 minutes. I want a new caller, make it another 10 minutes. I'm gonna keep it open for 10 minutes. 404-286-6700. 404-286-6700. I'm gonna leave the lines open for 10 more minutes. I know somebody wants to say something. Ilya or somebody will say something to help bring our youth into the world of freedom. Close that door, sister, please. Ooh. Let me tell you something. I got 2 young men I'm getting ready to call today. I'm going to see if I can get one of them on. 404-286-6700. Here we go. Caller, you on the air? Caller, you on the air?
Hey.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Ilya.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing but the rent.
Hey, what's up, sir?
Trying to keep up with you, big brother. Check this out.
Hey.
Check this out. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, my brother?
There's nothing, man. Trying to keep up with you. Come on. What's on your mind this morning?
It was an awesome broadcast.
You better believe it. And I want you to share with us what part of that broadcast really inspired you. You might want to turn your volume down a little bit, Ilya.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, really the part where going back into the communities and bringing some of the fellows out, increasing your network and your network, I totally can understand that.
Yes. And I'm just hoping that it inspired you to look at your community. Right. Look at what needs to be done there. Look at the youth of that community. Look at the youth and say, how can I recruit? Because you're going to have to recruit kids. You can't just talk to them. You got to know, you're going to have to home in and know that this one is these going to be the ones I work with. And we was talking about mentorship last night. And I said to you last night, I said, do you need a mentor in this industry? And you said, yeah. And I said to you, well, I can't be your mentor if you don't ask me. And then you asked me. Because I believe that you realize that it's almost impossible for you to get all what you need just doing it by yourself. That you got to recognize there's no such thing as a mentor in the fragrance industry, in the beauty industry. There's no such thing.
Exactly.
And you can go ahead.
The good thing about that is the fact that, we just joined a business committee in a neighborhood. How part about it is that neighborhood was a really, really flourishing black shopping district when I was coming up, and now, it was middle class. Now it's all the hood, and all the kids really don't have anything to look forward to. So for us, it's to bring back not only the old memories, but to give everybody a sense of hope and some pride of the area that they live in and of themselves. So everything you said, and two guys you talked to, it was really inspiring. And we're already on a mission, but just to listen to it and to hear it, it really fuels you to go out there and be a little more proactive with what you're trying to do.
And it's easier done than said, It's really easier to go do it than actually, talk about it, think about it. Once you start moving in that direction, all of a sudden you say, man, I could do this all day.
Exactly. The thing about me, coming up, I've always been an educated guy, but, I was a hustler too. And, I still can relate with those guys. It's like you said, you got to go back in there and talk with them. But at the same time, it's not a hard thing because you fraternized with these people before, so you still know how to talk with them.
You're right there with them every day. Wait a minute. Who's your customers? It's the same dudes. And
Exactly.
You're selling to them, and all you got to do is say something like, you need some extra cash? You want to make some money? Right?
Exactly.
You know anybody that got a youth program that's struggling, they like to do some fundraising? Well, how difficult is that? You're selling to them all the time.
Exactly. So we got to use the tools that are set before us, to just make changes.
That's all. And what's wrong with that? You got the tools. You got the knowledge. You're building new knowledge and new tools all the time. And you're going to have better God is going to equip you with better tools. Soon as before you know, you buy the bus and you're busing kids, these downtrodden kids. Now you uplift them. Now you want to take them to an event. You can take a bus full of them. God will give you better tools.
Right. And one thing, since we are live and on TV, one thing I like to say, in regards of you and what you be trying to teach people, I always was in the management and everything, and I started this through Suriname and this company, Heavenly Body Product, and, at a time when I got up to a certain degree, you were like, why are you still working for that company? So it was kind of like, this is what I want to do. And now, since that, listening to you and you inspiring me to make that next step, I've been working for myself for the last 2 years now. Supporting my family.
See that?
For the last 2 years. It's all about just, having faith in yourself and what you're doing and your purpose.
Awesome. I think, believe when I was educating you about that, I was saying to you, it's easier to do it than to imagine you doing it. You see?
Right.
That's why you got off that job. I mean, it's not about you. Go ahead.
And then, I went out one day with the product and everything, and I said, what? My goal is, first and foremost, I was working with the company, and I said, I went out one weekend to the flea market, and my whole goal was to just try and make what I make on the job. And in 2 days, I made in 2 days what I make a week on my job. I'm like, you know what? Why am I working?
You got more.
Else?
See, you got.
And I can put all the effort, all the education and knowledge I have into me.
You have the gifts to change the way your community and the youth in your community looks. You have that power to relay information to our little babies out there, and I guarantee you think your net worth is nice now? Wait till you're making 1,000, 2,000 a day because you went back and helped them babies. Watch.
Exactly. And I'm gonna be honest with you.
listen to the
Hold on, beloved. Hold on. I want you to, don't forget what you were saying. Hold on. Caller, you on the air?
Top of the morning, top of the morning.
Top of the morning, brother. Hold on, I'm getting ready to conference us in. Hold on. Hey, Ilya.
Yeah.
That's Keith. Keith, that's Ilya.
Okay, how you doing this morning, Keith?
I'm doing excellent, brother. Ellen, how you feeling, brother?
Hey, it's all good, man. You know, just blessed, man.
Hey, Keith.
Absolutely.
Hey, Keith.
Absolutely.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah, man, I was listening to that broadcast, man. I'm just like, wow, you know. And I'm gonna tell you, what came to my mind, brother, man?
What?
I said, you know what? There are some brothers out there, man, that are passionate about helping the youth.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
They are, and you know what? I know it's not a color thing, but guess what?
What?
It is a color thing. What?
It is. It
You know
is.
what? We got to stop telling ourselves that it's not a color thing.
Can I stop you right there? Can I stop you right there? Keith, I gotta stop you. This is the deal. I am not anti-white. I'm just pro-black.
That's right.
I'm not anti-white. I'm just pro-Afrocentric.
Exactly.
Go ahead, brother.
Exactly. With us, you know, this is the thing that we as people, it's like you said, we got to stop looking at it in that sense because of the fact that we are stereotyped in so many negative ways, whereas it's not really like that.
Lord have
and
mercy.
we know that.
Lord
So
have mercy.
when we see it, the whole thing we want to do when we hear it is we want to just fully dispel that. So one of the ways that we can dispel that is what? To bringing the brothers up to having higher standards and presenting themselves in a better fashion.
There you go.
You know, like my brother came home from jail. The first thing I did, I gave my brother suits and ties. I gave him shirts, and I started dressing him up and taking him on business meetings with me to do my deal and try to teach him the factors and what goes into play with the business so that he can be an aspiring entrepreneur for himself.
Come on, preacher.
So we got to do that on a larger scale, and that's really what it comes down to.
Exactly.
You know, we bring on the phone for no reason. We have the same way of seeing things. We have the same beliefs.
Absolutely.
And therefore, if we take what we have and instill that in them, and we all be business-minded, we dress nice, we let people see that, and they want to be that.
There you
And
go.
that's what it is in the streets, you know? The hustlers want to be hustlers. The young guys want to be hustlers. Why? Because they see the flashy cars, they see the gold, they see the money.
Yep.
They want that. So
Yep.
all we got to do is give them a positive sight.
There you
They
go.
want that also.
Hey, listen, most kids want to do right. Have you asked them, said, if you had a choice to do right and wrong, which would you do? Is it right if I had an opportunity?
There's too many things out there against us for us not to want to do right. You know?
We can change it though. We're changing it.
Exactly.
We are changing it. I guarantee you, the day that Keith, the day that Leo, the day that Patrick, the day that all my brothers and sisters that's in our network have their own broadcast, and we're touching more souls through that medium because they are using it against us, my friends. They are bombarding our little babies with a bunch of crap. Okay? And we gotta smack back the crap. That's what we gotta do. What do you think, Keith?
Hey, man, that's absolutely right, bro. And look, I love what that brother said about what he did for his brother. Because that is so crucial. And what we have to do as positive people begin to not open up our hearts, but open up our pockets.
There you go.
Because, see, that is an issue that the people in the churches are not understanding. Yeah, you're saying praise, and Jesus, but guess what? That is how the devil finds our children. Like you said, Brother Mac, what do kids want?
They want money, baby.
They're up the top of their list.
They want money.
And sex.
That's it. They gotta have it.
So when you don't give them an opportunity, when you don't help them see options of how they can, begin to put some money in their pocket, hey man, they're going to begin to gravitate to those people out there that are willing to give them a chance.
That's it.
Exactly. And you know, there's no better feeling than being able to put money in your own pocket.
That's right.
And do it legally? Come on.
Legally, morally, and ethically.
Exactly. That's what it really comes down to. You know, when you look at the entire African American culture, we are some of the most ingenious people on the planet.
Are you
man.
kidding me? Most of that stuff came from the black man. Are you kidding me?
I'm talking about next, you know, the thing I always, what really astonished me is coming up in college and high school, you know, I was like a nerd. And so many things that was hidden from me and come up, and then Black History Month, you see that practically everything we use, George Washington Carver, created or produced it. I'm like, that's crazy, and we never knew this.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, it's no different than me and my wife now, man. We do everything together. And anything that we need to know, we research it for ourselves and we find it out. Because, you know, I think it's like you saying, we won't know anything until we research it or look into it and find out for ourselves. You know, a lot of things you can't take for face value what people tell you a lot of times now, you know, because people, it's just like on the TV. You know, they putting so many commercials on the TV to throw it in your face, and if it's in your face enough, it imprints in your mind,
yep.
And then all of a sudden you're caught on with this.
Yes.
You know, instead of believing in yourself and your own abilities,
yes.
and going out and using what you know.
Hey, well, Elliot, I'm gonna stop you right there for a second because you had said something very, very important about when you was coming up in the history books and all that, right?
Right.
And it was like a lot is still kept from me, even though they showed you the kibbles and bits of it, you still didn't know the fullness of it. But it's the same thing today. If our children don't know that there's people like me and you and Keith and that's fighting on their behalf, if we're not putting that information out there, then we're going to lose. We are history in the making. We don't have to wait till we die for somebody to talk about me. I don't want Keith to die before I talk about him. We need to be history in the making. We got to tell our children now this is available for you businesses, small businesses, sell your own product. This is available to you young folks now, not later. What you got to say about that, Keith?
Hey, you know what I tell the young people I come across now?
What?
I say, why wait to be great?
Oh, Lord Jesus. You hit him, write that down.
Hey, you ain't got to wait to be great. You can start right now. Right now when you stand at.
Wow.
Exactly. And you know, we have, man, I tell you what, we have some of the strongest testimonies that anybody can ever hear coming from us. You know, sir is actually what he's been and what he's built. He has a legacy. You know, me and myself, for what I'm doing right now, I'm building a legacy. And you too, you know, I don't think that, like I said, once again, we're not in the positions we're in not to be proactive and not to do anything. You know, our lives would be wasted, you know, if we don't do something, you know. So, you know, I appreciate everything that, you know, sir, you've done for me. And, you know, even talking with you yesterday and, you know, asking you to be my mentor. You know, I don't think that, you know, you being there and going through it, man, there's so much knowledge in you, you know, that I can use for my own, you know, and then pass that on to the next, you know, and that's what it's really about.
Pass it right over there to your brother. And you know, Brother Keith, excuse me, break up, but Brother Keith, you like saying, you know, so beautiful, because I do got to say, said, don't wait till it's too late. It said, don't wait to get great. Now I'm going to use that. And guess what I'm going to follow it up with? Do you want to know how? Would you want to learn how?
That's right. I can show you how.
I can show you how. If you want to be great, I can show you how. Do you want to know?
I'm going to tell you, they're going to want it then. They can't help but want it.
They definitely going to want it, bro.
They got to have it. They got to have it. Because my thing is, I love to talk to young folks. When I do talk to them, I said, how would you like to be an influence on your brothers and sisters in the hood and be able to show them things and be able to recruit them and show. And I talked to a little boy last week. He said, that's what I want. I said, you want to recruit other kids and show them how to do business? He said, yes, that's what I want. Just like that.
Exactly. They all want it.
They all want it. But not only do they want it, they need it. And we're going to give it to
that's
them.
true. That's true.
Brothers, I gotta get off this line. I love you, cats. Man, tomorrow we're gonna follow up on this. This is gonna be a follow-up. Huh?
All right, fellas, you take care, Keith. Have a good day, bro. Okay, peace.
Okay, God bless y'all now. And God bless your families as well. Peace and love.
All right, you too, bro.
Thank you. Well, folks, another day. God get the praise. He get the praise, the glory, and the honor. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you share. Make sure you comment. Please send me something. Tell me what I've done here. I mean, that's needed for me to know that I'm on the right track. Don't forget to share it. And don't forget to follow. We're going to slap this on YouTube after we get off the air so we can show God what do all our people out there, what's really going on, okay? So